Happy Saturday, everybody. For the news today and announcements, next week we're going to stick to the same live class schedule as we did the week before. So Monday, 9:30 a.m. Tuesday at 1, we have an express class with Laurier. So if you guys want to join in on that, you can follow it at WLU Recreation on Instagram. The Zoom ID is all there for you to tune in for the express class. It's 30 minutes. After that, we have Wednesday at 4:30 p.m., Friday at 11:45 a.m. We also have our survey still up and live. Whether you guys prefer Zoom or Mind Body, let us know. It'll dictate what platform we use going forward. For now, we're on the Mind Body train, but we can always change based on your feedback. Also, some of you guys have requested before work classes, so we put 7 a.m. up on our survey as an option. Let us know by voting for it if you want to go ahead with it. Finally, guys, we are arranging times to pick up your items if you left them in the cubbies. If you want to pick it up, we're getting this place cleaned up very thoroughly, getting ready for hopefully reopening, which hopefully will be sooner rather than later. So if you want to come pick up your cubby stuff, we would love that. Email Eddie. It's elaren@crossfitwaterloo.com. I'll pass it over to Yash for today's workout.
All right, guys, after yesterday's long workout, we have a nice short workout today. So AMRAP 12 here, 12 minutes, 2, 4, 6, and you're gonna keep adding 2 reps every single time to both of these movements. The first movement being the handstand push-up, and then the second movement being the pistol squat. So whatever progressions you guys use today for the workout, you wanna try to be moving the entire time. I would say if you're at round 10, or even let's say round 8 for example, you should try to be able to do those handstand push-ups unbroken and those pistol squats continuously the entire time. So around maybe if you get into the 16s, 20s, that's when you're probably gonna break those handstand push-ups. But those pistol squats, again, you should try to keep the same pace. Even if you're going slow, try to be as consistent as possible. Handstand push-ups, you guys can go dive bombers, regular push-ups, whatever it is to keep your pace continuous throughout this workout. So you shouldn't be completely stopped by the handstand push-ups. So 12 minutes here, guys. Try to keep that pace up nice and high throughout the full 12 minutes there. After you guys done that workout, you're gonna get into the afterburner, which Chris is gonna explain next.
So for the afterburner, we're just doing some standing broad jumps. Very good movement to work on that hip explosion. So you're basically just gonna start off by standing tall, feet planted, and then you're just gonna jump as far forward as you can. We'll go over those dynamics in the afterburner demo. We'll see you soon, guys.
All right, guys, so we're here for the warm-up. So first 3 rounds here, we're trying to get ourselves nice and activated and ready for the workout movements. So the first movement here is 10 seconds of that side plank on each side. So side plank, guys, preferably let's try and go off our palms to get ourselves ready for that handstand or push-up that we used today, so we can get the wrist primed up as well. So for that side plank, raising that hip up. If you need to, you can stagger your feet for more balance. But again, if you want to make it harder, keep your feet together or even raise this leg up if you want. 10 seconds on one side, then you're going to switch and do 10 seconds on the opposite side. Once you're done that, we're going to get into our Bulgarian Squats. So make sure you have a box or something to put your foot onto so we can isolate that one leg. Just like we did the movements yesterday there, guys, no pause this time. We just want to kind of feel a stretch in that hip and also get that leg activated for our single leg squats. So again, go at a distance so that you can keep your foot completely planted to the ground. That heel shouldn't raise off the ground. If you're too close, you might find yourself doing one of these. So try to go a little bit farther out, get as low as you can, keeping the chest tall, then drive up. You're gonna do 3 on one side, 3 on the opposite side. Once you're done that, guys, we're gonna go into a handstand hold, or if you want, a dive bomber or a push-up hold. So 15 seconds here in that hold position. You can go in that push-up stance, stay nice and tight, elbows locked, core nice and tight, tucking in that rib cage. If you want to take it a step further, you guys can walk your hands in to get into kind of that dive bomber position, hold that. If you're comfortable, you can get right into that handstand hold. Just load yourself up safely and try to hold that 15 seconds at your own time. Once you're done that hold, you're gonna go into some single leg lifts to get that core activated and the hip flexors activated. So seated on the floor. We've done this before in warm-up, so play around with it. Again, if you bring your hands closer to your feet, it's gonna make it a lot harder. If your feet or your hands are back, it's gonna be a little bit easier. So start with the easier progression and then work your way up. What you're gonna do is lift that leg up as high as you can, keeping the elbow or the knee nice and locked out. Raising it up as high as you can. 5 on one side, 5 on the opposite side. Again, you can go hands beside your knees, same thing. Just trying to get that hip flexor activated and the core activated. Once you're done 3 rounds of that first section, we're going into 5 sets of 1-in-1 pistol hold. So we're gonna hold the bottom of that pistol for 5 seconds. So a couple options here, guys. If you want, you can use that box or something that's nice and flat. You're going to put that one leg up on there, and then you're gonna try to lift that opposite leg off the ground and hold it for 5 seconds. If you can, see if you can lift this leg up a little bit higher each time to try to get into that better pistol position. So while I'm here, raise that leg up as much as I can in that pistol position. Another progression, guys, if you want to use a post for balance, just to hang out at the bottom of the squat, you can as well. So coming down, holding on to the beam, coming down to the bottom of my pistol, making sure my foot's nice and planted, and just holding it for 5 seconds, really trying to feel out that bottom position. Once you guys are done the warm-up, guys, we'll see you guys next for the movement standards.
Okay guys, for today's workout, 12-minute AMRAP, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on until your time expires. You're going for handstand push-ups and pistols. Remember guys, we want to keep moving on these, so if you pick a handstand push-up progression that's too difficult for you, you can only do 3 at a time, 2 at a time, you're not really going to get the benefit of this workout. So pick something that you might have to break up when you get closer to, call it 10 to 12 reps, something like that. For the handstand push-ups, I'm just going to give you guys 3 options. Some of you already know different progressions that you use, such as dive bombers or things like that for handstand push-ups. If you want to stick to that, by all means go for it. The first option I'm going to show you is just a regular push-up. So just remember that rib cage is tucked in tight, shoulders are pinned together, elbows tight to the body, chest and thighs down to the ground at the bottom, pretty much at the same time, focusing on that plank. You can also do those push-ups off your knees. You can lower yourself from the toes, push up from the knees, or you can just stay on your knees. Whatever you feel confident with, that you can keep going at a decent pace. The next option will be an inverted handstand push-up using an elevated platform for your feet. So in this case, I'm using a box. So my feet will be on the box, hands will be on the ground. From here, I'm just gonna walk my hands in towards that box to try to get inverted. Elbows stay tight, top of my head to ground, pushing it back up to complete those reps. I always find the higher the feet go, the easier it is to get more inverted, flexibility wise on the hamstrings and so on. So pick something a little bit taller to make it a little bit easier on you. Things at home, you can use a chair or even off a staircase, something like that. Finally, we got your handstand push-ups for today. Definitely go with kipping if you have your kipping handstand push-up. For the kipping handstand push-up, I want you guys to remember when you bring your knees down, so you're inverted, when you bring your knees down towards your hips or towards your arms, make sure we go low enough that you can pull that rib cage in. So you're trying to flatten out that low back before you drive and kick up with the hips. So what that should look like, you get into your inverted position, come all the way down. I'm gonna bring my butt against the wall. My knees are gonna come all the way down towards the elbows so I can flatten out my core, and then drive myself up using the power in my hips. Once you guys are done the handstand push-ups, we move on to the pistols. Again, you can do reverse lunges for those. So you can do it weighted or not, so holding onto an object, coming down, touch the knee. When you're doing the reverse lunges, I want you guys to think about trying to balance a little bit more on that leg. So get nice and low before you plant the knee and before you come back up. The next option is you can link one foot behind the other. So I can bring one foot linked behind the other, come all the way down and up. If you can see my back foot is touching the ground, if you have a hard time with this, you can bring that back foot just a little bit further back, gives you better balance. If it's not too bad, don't touch the floor with that back leg. Just link it around the ankle and then go all the way down and up. Final progression, regular pistol. So some people like holding onto their toe, but you're just gonna think you're pushing that hip back, driving down, standing it back up. Enjoy the workout, guys. We'll see you for the afterburn.
All right, guys, so weather is great this day. Let's get outside. Let's do these broad jumps outside. 10 by 1 for these broad jumps. We're going to do standing broad jumps, so don't run into it. You're going to be standing at a spot. Try and pick a line or anything in the grass or wherever it may be. Start out slow, so don't get too aggressive right off the bat. Give yourself some time to kind of adapt to getting a little bit farther and opening up those hips. What you're going to do is kind of get yourself into a hanging position, so pushing your hips back, shins are vertical to the floor. Then you're going to think about throwing your hips forward and your arms forward as you're jumping, so you're jumping forward to get some horizontal distance. As you're doing this, guys, the first one, again, nice and slow, or not as aggressive to kind of get into it. As you get a little more comfortable, you can get a little bit more aggressive with the hips. Try and get a little bit farther each time. Again, only do it as you feel comfortable, so don't get too aggressive right off the bat. Build up to it. You're doing 10 sets of one, so see what you can do by your 10th set here. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoy the afterburner. We'll see you guys tomorrow.